All right. I'm going to call our April Board of Education meeting to order. Mr. Smith, can we roll call?
Julie Fisher.
Everybody's
Here.
muted.
I can go by the beautiful faces. So I see Chris Gronick, I see Jenny Hazards, I see Jen Owens, and I see Dan Swope. So
That's funny. All right. Can I get approval to adopt the agenda?
I make a motion to adopt the agenda.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Those opposed? All right. I need a motion to adopt the consent agenda. Motion?
I'll make a motion to adopt the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Jen seconds. Hey, Rob, would it be all right if everybody just raises their hand if they want to do something? Or do we just?
Is everybody
Works for me.
unmuted? Are we all unmuted
that we-
now? Are we okay with no
Yeah.
feedback?
Yeah, I think it sounds good. Yeah,
Yeah,
on my end anyway.
me too.
All right. Did we vote all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right. Administrative reports.
hopefully you've had a chance to look at those. We've been kind of in this situation for 5 weeks now, so there's not a whole lot to report individually. Collectively, we are business as usual as best we can. I mean, school is still going on. From my vantage point, it seems like everybody is working as hard and as efficiently as they can. If I've heard any criticism at all, it's been that there isn't enough work, and so that's probably a good thing. At the beginning of this, I asked the teachers or anyone delivering instruction to show grace, and when in doubt, assign a little bit less. This is new territory for all of us. We don't know exactly how it looks, and it sounds like they've heeded that warning and done a good job. So I've been pleasantly surprised with the positive outlook of all stakeholders this past month.
I had a couple things that I wanted to ask a question about. If you may or may not know the answer, Rob, but I saw that we got the Summertime Kids Grant for Grandview. I wasn't quite sure what that was and whether it would be something we'd be able to use. And I can always follow up with Angie.
Right. Yes, please do. I don't know that answer.
Okay.
Our grant folks are Deneen, Tara, and
Okay.
Angie. Angie would be involved in that as well, but I think starting maybe with Deneen and Tara, that's a good
Okay.
starting spot.
Because that was another question I had, is that we had that playground design was selected, which is awesome. But I know that they were applying for some grants, so I could ask Deneen about that too, maybe, and
Certainly.
Tara. Okay. And then one other thing that seemed a little unusual, and maybe I just wasn't quite getting it, but I noticed on March, that last week that we had, the March week, we said it's just for 2 days, and I saw that Grandview was only 88% that day, and that was the only, that period, that was the only one that I saw that was so low. So I just wondered if maybe we were being hit with some flu or something, or what was bringing that grant. Everything else was in the 90s, all the other months and the other schools, but that one was down to 88. I just wondered if it, just seemed an anomaly.
Do you know the dates on that?
Well, what it said on there it said it was just for March 12th and 13th, and it said it was 2 days only, and it said it was the number 8 week.
Okay, that March 12 and 13 were the first 2 days of right after the governor announced the closings.
Okay,
So I'm assuming there was some fear there.
probably.
I can't speak for
Sure.
it exactly, but that Thursday and Friday was right after we announced that we were shutting down on the Monday.
That makes sense. And I was going to say one thing about the communications report too, which I thought was really great that we have a communication director or communication person in Candace, because I saw that it was 300% higher than the response to getting into it, 300% higher than it had been before we had NTI. So see how valuable that position is and getting those thoughts out to everybody and getting those ideas out, getting the message out to them. It certainly was hugely impactful. So I just was really pleased to see that.
I would echo that, without making too much of a big deal about it. We've been, I think I mentioned this previously, we've been feeding some of the private school children. And I don't think that happens without Candace pushing that word out there.
Mhm.
We're happy to do so. I'm glad that they felt comfortable enough to come to us. But I really don't believe that happens without her. So I agree with you that it's been a godsend for us.
Mhm. That's all I had.
Any other questions on the reports?
I had a chance to stop at the office yesterday and asked Rob about Marissa, about her report. Of course, obviously there's no student activities, so she's not joining us, but we are still going to present her with the gift that we normally give our student liaison, just for your FYI. All right, then hearing of citizens and delegations. I guess I'll say hi. On my screen, it says Patricia. So I know we have at least one person tuned in. So thanks for attending the meeting with us. All right, other business, old business,
There is none.
new business,
None.
recommendations of the superintendent.
Don't really have anything listed, but I do want to talk a little bit about what this looks like moving forward in the next couple of weeks. There is a modified bridging ceremony planned at Grandview. Angie is working on that. It will probably look similar to the parades that we've already seen around the state and country, with teachers being stationary and kids moving from point A to point B, appropriately spaced, and then receiving some sort of token of bridging once they get to the end of whatever that is. So I think Angie called it a clapping. So I think a student gets to be seen by the entire staff, and once he or she makes it to the end of the clapping, they get a bridging document of some sort. So I'm assuming Grandview Avenue, it is an avenue, right? Is that right?
Yes, Avenue.
Yes.
I believe Grandview Avenue is probably the likely place for this to happen. So we look forward to that.
And
At the
she'll
high
let us
school level,
know.
we have hopefully going to do some sort of modified acknowledgement of graduation. We do plan on having a full-scale ceremony once things open up, which could be later summer, fall. But we do want to do something prior to that. Having yard signs coming out within the next week, probably the next few days. We thought they were in tomorrow, but I don't think they are. And then some banners that we're asking to be hung around town as well. So really want to acknowledge our kids and all they've done for us and for the community. So we're trying our best to make that happen. We're going to give all of them some sort of fancy shirt that kind of signifies and is a memento of this occasion when they turn in their technology and books and all of that. That all takes place on the 14th and 15th of May. So last day of NTI is Wednesday the 13th, and then we will be collecting technology and library books and all those things on the 14th and 15th. Both principals have plans, which will include appropriate distancing. They come in, they drop off, we bag, then they pick up anything that was left in their desk or locker. We've already got that bagged and tagged for them, so there's no traffic through the buildings, and hopefully keep contact down to a bare minimum. So good plans by the principals. I appreciate their efforts in that.
And we'll know the dates at a later time, the dates for the modified ceremonies. We'll get that later.
You can put in pencil. I think Angie already said Wednesday, the last day of NTI, which is Wednesday the 13th. I think they're planning on like a 6 o'clock that evening.
Okay.
No
Thank
dates
you.
for the high school yet.
Any other questions about that? All right, acknowledgements of the superintendent.
Attached is a list of personnel action from the last month. As you know already, Mrs. Young is moving to the high school to become an AP, and we are in the final stages of hiring a new principal for Grandview. So we're excited about that. We have a definite lead candidate, and we hope to finalize that pretty soon.
All right, informational items. Julie and Jen, do you guys have anything from PTSCO?
Probably basically the only thing would be is the Teacher Appreciation Week that we're still going to be doing some things for. There's some bags for all the teachers, and we're also doing some note cards, thank you note cards. So it's certainly modified from what we plan to do, but we certainly appreciate all the effort they make all the time. And then during this unprecedented time, with the way they stepped up to the plate and all the things they've done. So we greatly appreciate it. So we will be giving them just some working out with Angie, but we do have a few things planned, the notes in the bag.
Julie, can you extend this conversation to include the sesquicentennial stuff that's going on? I know it's been heartbreaking for you, but there are some tangents to the school district. Can you give us an update on that?
Absolutely. So we, things, of course, again, very unprecedented, not what we expected. We were really ready full force to go ahead with it this year, this spring, with the school involved, and then also in the summer, and then kind of culmination in October. Well, at this point, we're not, of course, that's not going to happen. The first thing that we had to cancel, hopefully reschedule, will be the birthday that we are going to do down at the Vets, and so appreciative of Mr. Wheeler and the choir who are going to the chorus, who are going to sing for us. So hopefully we're thinking we have another meeting on Sunday. And so, we wanted to do so many things with the homecoming and all of that. So hopefully we're still going to be able to do a few things. It's kind of still a little bit up in the air, but we are not canceling. The event is not going to be canceled. Instead, we may, and again, we have another meeting on Sunday, so we'll probably flesh more things out, and hopefully I'll have more concrete things, hopefully, to talk about in May. But we're going to kind of look at it, and we may perhaps, as the Olympics are going to be in 2021, perhaps we're going to do the same thing and maybe push it to more of starting the spring of 2021, and maybe going through that year of 2021. Maybe truncated a little bit and made a little shorter. We'll see, but it's not going to be forgotten. It's just the city is too loved by everybody. We can't not do that. We so want to have the school and the kids involved, and we appreciate Rob's support, Mr. Darnell, Angie, everybody. So a little bit up in the air still, but there will be things happening. And I'm hoping that we can just kind of flip it over and go over to 2021.
Thanks, Julie. Hey, listen, I keep getting threats that my broadband is low, so if I pop off, I'll just let Julie finish this. Okay.
Certainly.
Got it, Jen.
All right.
Jenny, got it.
Also, Julie and Jen, can you, one of you guys text me about the teacher appreciation? Because I have more days off each week. My schedule's open, like some days I have 4 days off, so I could help with that if you guys want any help.
Okay, we'll do.
All right. I don't know if anyone else has anything to add. I do want to say though that if right now Danny and I are still scheduled to go on a big family vacation on June the 17th. So I suppose if we're still doing meetings like this, we could check in that way, or if not,
Absolutely.
we'd need quorum for the three
Yep.
of you guys.
You can check in from there. There's a Zoom phone app that works pretty well.
If we can get none of the other slips in the background, that would probably be good.
Granted.
All right. Does anyone have any questions about anything else?
Just say that once, just to set this up a little bit. Well, first of all, our calendar is modified in May because we always bump things up because of graduation. So there is no 2-week lag here. There is a work session next week, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct.
Check my calendar real quick. Yes.
I checked on my dates today.
Okay. And once tonight, once we adjourn, Jim, you'll cut off the feed. But Tricia, I'm going to stay on the Zoom call. You can stay on as well to ask any questions after the feed gets cut.
All right, then. If there's nothing else, can I get a motion to adjourn?
I move to adjourn.
Get a
Second.
second? Julie seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Those opposed? All right, you guys, that concludes our April Board of Education meeting. This is weird.
Yeah.
Everybody be safe.
I miss you.
Yeah, miss you too. Bye.